Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badhun Das. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and IR certified international education and training institute. In last 3 years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an education institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable research and community research providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective training is one skill just by according formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, national, international to students, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner, the respective campus location and learning platform. We are an occupational and dependent institute. IGP is one of the famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like Create Own Portfolio Website, Resume Builder, Cover Letter, Motivation Letter, and One Knowledge Platform for gathering general knowledge, which can update all day. Kids Learning Game, website free course, converse sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar, and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainers, speaker, and coaches. Our session are conducted globally professional to develop all kind of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personality. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the state of global professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concept for the learner represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continuous improvement so that individual who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 2073 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 2073 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website, www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched a website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our service. So create your account for once with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy all features with mismatch, cannot do anything here. From now, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace live and regular on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time oriented because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in an exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download a certificate of gratitude. If you are an online live quiz competition winner, you can download a certificate of participation. If you are selected for lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organizes combined support with IGP, you can download that also. You can still prepare and download 18 types of certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influence in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in a Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking in 2020, 2021, and 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching we have foreign language and assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement Tools, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, the New Training Education. Certificate of Participant Webinar Series 5, Upskill Social Leadership and Managerial Skills, Certificate of Participant Webinar Series 6, Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research Comprehension Approach, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8, Art in Teaching a Special Program in the Art, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9, 21st Century Tuning Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1000 plus international level quiz with verified e-certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, education tools for teachers. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our previous film services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well wisher, we promise previously, but no technical late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity collectors can solve all issue from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check your debit for all webinar details. It's a total request to check all button and pages on our website. Surely I can see the benefit. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy ourselves. At present, we are going to start our 2074 webinar, which name is Project Based Learning. And today our speaker's name is Malhasan Hasim Idaran. He is from Philippines. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker, I'll share a little bit about him. Teacher Leonidas S. Virata Memorial School, Rio Tuba, Vataraza. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir. Good evening.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Okay, is my voice clear, mom? Loud and clear?
Yes, sir. Your voice is clear. So, this stage is you. You can start your presentation now.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the presentation. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, most especially the participants all over the world. Mabuhay! I am deeply honored, of course, to be your speaker tonight, brought to you by this team, of course, Institute of Global Professionals, or the IGP. So I am, as presented by our host, I am Mel Hassan Hasim Indanan, a private school teacher here in southern part of Palawan, Philippines for more than 7 years, and of course, counting. And my sincere, of course, gratitude goes to the organization, this organization for this opportunity to share my insights on the topic tonight, which is the project-based learning or the PBL. So I was just the participants in the IGP webinars before, and now I have been invited as a speaker. And of course, I accepted this invitations with overwhelming gratitude, although I must admit, I feel nervous since it is actually my first time being a webinar speaker. Okay, let's go. Throughout my journey in education in more than 7 years of teaching, I have witnessed firsthand the profound impact of the PBL, which is the project based learning on the students' learning and the development. First, allow me to share first, as presented on the screen, the objectives of our session tonight. Okay, first, of course, after this discussion, I am expecting that everyone will define what project based learning is. So later on, I will explain and give you an example or the definition of the project based learning. Second one, of course, determine the advantages and disadvantages of the project-based learning. Of course, we will identify later what are the advantages and disadvantages of the project-based learning if we're going to implement this in a classroom setting. Lastly, of course, I am expecting after this that everyone, especially the educators, will use the project-based learning in a classroom. Okay, so next slide, ma'am. Okay. So now, let's of course define first what is project-based learning. And of course, the first definition, of course, the project-based learning is a teaching and learning framework where students tackle the authentic problems or challenges to answer a driving question. So in PBL or the project-based learning, students actually dive into a real-world problems or challenges to answer a driving questions. All right. Okay. Then next one, for example, rather. Okay. For instance, if the students in a history class may explore the impact of the immigration on their local community, and you also going to interview, of course, the immigrants, analyze the historical documents, and of course, create the multimedia presentation, of course, to share their findings. And through this project, students not only learn about the history, but also develop empathy and cultural awareness. Okay, the next definition of the PBL, according to Magnify Learning, okay, is actually a collaborative emphasizing employability skills such as the critical thinking, communication, and of course creativity within the groups. So in PBL, of course, is inherently collaborative, just like what I've said a while ago, and of course emphasizing the employability skills such as critical thinking, as mentioned by the Magnify Learning, communication skill, and creativity within the groups. So through this collaborative process, students not only deepen their understanding of the literature, but also refine their communication skills and learn to value, of course, the diverse perspectives. Example, okay, if we're going to relate it in a math class, the students may embark on a project to design, for example, a budget for a fictional family based on the real world financial data. So in PBL, they collaborate to analyze, of course, the income first, the expenses, okay, and the saving goals, and applying, of course, the mathematical concepts to practical scenarios. Then, through this project, students develop, of course, the financial literacy skills while learning, of course, to work effectively as a team. Okay, next slide, mom. All right, another definition of the PBL, according also from the Magnify Learning. So it states that it incorporates students' voice and choice inquiry, ongoing feedback, revision, and reflection. So in this part, the PBL refers to the student's voice, their choice, the inquiry, the ongoing feedback, revision, and reflection. So in authentic PBL places a strong emphasis on the student voice and choice. For example, the inquiry, the ongoing feedback, as stated, the revision, of course, and reflection. So this means that students have the autonomy to explore, for example, the topics that interest them, then after that, ask their own questions about the topic that they are interested. Then of course, aside from that, they will receive feedback throughout the process, okay, which is actually given by the teacher. Not only by the teacher, even their peers or their classmates, the group mates will also give them the feedback regarding of the activity that they are doing. Next, of course, revise their work after hearing all the activities on that feedback. And of course, after that, the revision of their work according to the feedback of their classmates, of the teachers, or other group mates, of course, they will reflect on their learning journey. Okay. For example, so if you're going to relate it in a social studies class, right? Okay, the students may have the opportunity to explore, of course, not yet, mom. Okay, explore please go back to the presentation, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, they could choose to investigate for the topics such as the daily life, religion, or government structures. Okay, conducting, of course, the research, creating artifacts, and presenting their findings to the class. Okay, the last definition, of course, of the as stated a while ago, is it talks about the community partnerships and publicly presented end products. Okay, can you please go back to the presentation, ma'am? The previous one. Uh, last presentation po. The previous presentation on the definition. Please. Okay, next one. All right, that's one. All right, the last one, the definition of the PBL, of course, it involves the community partners and culminates in publicly presented and products, fostering, of course, the real world relevance and the application according to Magnify Learning. So it means that the PBL goes beyond the classroom walls. So involving, of course, the community partners and, of course, culminating in publicly presented and products. So this fosters actually the real world relevance and, of course, application of what they have learned from the topic, and, of course, connecting students to with their experts and audiences outside of the school. Example, in an elementary school art class, okay, students may collaborate with the local art gallery to create an exhibition showcasing their, of course, their artwork inspired by famous artists. So they work with the professionals at this time, a professional artist to learn, of course, the new techniques and receive feedback on their creation. Then, of course, the exhibitions serve as a culminating event, allowing the students to share their work or their artwork, the product with their families, and of course, aside from that, and the wider community, because the community will be able to see their products or their output. Of course, fostering a sense of pride and accomplishment. Next slide, ma'am. So now let's think about why the PBL is being used in the classroom setting. Okay. First one, next slide, ma'am. All right. The first one, of course, the PBL can help rather develop the communication skills of our students. Of course, the PBL provides the ample opportunities for students, of course, to enhance their communication skills. Okay, through what? Of course, through collaborative projects. The students learn, of course, to articulate their ideas clearly, listen actively to their peers, and express, of course, themselves effectively in various formats. Example, in a science class, students may work in attempts to research and present on different environmental issues, okay, for example, affecting their community. And this time, of course, the PBL will allow them to compile, and I mean the we will allow them to compile their findings into reports, create the visual aids, and of course deliver their presentations to their classmates. So as we can see, the PBL, through this project, students not only deepen their understanding of the scientific concepts, but also develop their communication skill by conveying a complex information in an accessible manner. The second one is, of course, will help to develop the 21st century life skills. And I think all the teachers or the educators are, of course, aware or familiar with the 21st century skills. Okay, so how can the PBL help to develop the 21st century skills among the students? Of course, the PBL equips students with the 21st with the skills they need to thrive in an ever-changing world. Okay, because as we know that we are living in a world, the digital world, where of course the changing world is very fast. Okay, next, of course, from critical thinking and problem solving to adaptability and creativity. So the PBL, as we can see, it can empower actually the students to develop a diverse skills set that it is highly valued in today's workforce. For instance, in a mathematics class, students may collaborate on a project to design a budget for a family vacation, just like what I've said. Okay, for example, taking into account the factors such as the transportation, the accommodation, and entertainment expenses. Of course, in mathematics, actually, they use mathematical concepts such as addition, subtraction, and percentages to calculate the costs. Okay, of course, make informed decisions, and of course, create a budget that balances their needs and resources. So, as we can see through this project, students not only apply mathematical skills in a practical context, but also develop the financial literacy and, of course, the decision making skills that are essential for navigating the everyday life. Okay, the next one, of course, the PBL helps student collaboration, or it helps student collaborations. Okay, as just like what I've said a while ago, okay, the PBL fosters a culture of collaboration where students work together towards, for example, shared goals, learn from one another, and celebrate, of course, their collective achievements. So, through teamwork and cooperation, students develop interpersonal skills such as empathy, respect, and conflict resolution. So, for instance, in an art class, Students may collaborate on a mural project to beautify a school wall. So they brainstorm elements of their school, culture, and of course, their community. Through this project, students not only develop their artistic skill, but also learn to communicate, compromise, and of course, compromise and collaborate with their peers, creating a lasting impact on their school environment. Okay, the last one, of course, is the PBL increases the engagement, of course, because the PBL actually promotes the active, hands-on learning experiences that captivate the students' interest and, of course, ignite their curiosity by connecting, of course, the classroom concepts to a real-world problems and projects. And of course, the PBL makes learning relevant, meaningful, and memorable for the students, inspiring them to become active participants in their own education. So, for instance, in a physical education class, the students may collaborate on a project to design and implement a fitness challenge for their classmates. So, they're going to research the different exercises, create the workout routines, and of course, track their progress over time and motivating each other to achieve their fitness goal. So through this project, as we can see, students not only improve their physical health and fitness, but also develop the leadership skills, the teamwork, and a lifelong commitment to a wellness. Okay, next slides, ma'am. Okay, so PBL for who? All right. So next slide, ma'am. Of course, the PBL is for the students at risk, okay? Because the PBL aims to provide a hands-on, engaging learning experience that caters to the diverse needs of these students. The second one, of course, the PBL can also be used for social studies classes because PBL involves the designing, the learning experiences where students engage with the historical, geographical, cultural, and of course the societal concepts through hands-on projects. Next one, of course, for science classes. Okay, we can use the PBL in science classes because PBL for science classes integrates the scientific inquiry, as I mentioned earlier, the experimentation, and problem solving into a project-based learning experiences. So students may explore a scientific phenomena to conduct experiments, analyze data, and of course develop solutions to real-world problems related to various scientific disciplines such as biology, chemistry, physics, environmental science, and of course engineering. Okay. Another, of course, the PBL can also be used or utilized for arts classes. Okay, I'm actually using this PBL in my classes. All right, the PBL, of course, for arts classes encourages students to explore their creativity, express themselves artistically, and engage with various art forms through the project-based learning experiences. And the students may create a visual art, the music compositions, theatrical performances, or multimedia presentations that reflect personal experiences, the cultural perspectives, social issues, or historical event. Lastly, of course, the PBL for the K to 12 students, from kinder to grade 12 students. Okay, the PBL for K to 12 actually spans across all grade levels. Okay, and it compasses a wide range of the subjects and topics. So the PBL emphasizes the student-centered learning rather than teacher-centered learning. Of course, the inquiry, the collaboration, as I repeated and said a while ago, and of course, the application of the knowledge and skills to a real world context. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, how to implement PBL in a classroom setting? How can we use this? How can we implement this in our classroom? Next slide, ma'am. All right. Of course, we will begin with, of course, the driving questions. So, if you're going to use the PBL, please first, of course, begin with the driving questions. Okay. Start, of course, by posing a thought-provoking question that serves as the driving force behind the project. So this question should be open-minded, challenging, number two, and of course, relevant to the student's interest and your curriculum. Okay, it should inspire the curiosity and guide inquiry throughout the project. Number two, okay, of course, the inquiry process. Okay, so since the PBL encourages students to engage in an inquiry-based approach to explore the driving questions, you are going to provide opportunities for research. Okay, the experimentation, the data collection, the analysis of what they have gathered, and the problem solving. Okay, if they found or discovered there's something wrong, then this pupil can give or suggest the solution to that problem. Okay, of course, as a teacher, we have to facilitate the discussions and of course guide students in asking further questions regarding their activity, and of course support them in finding resources to deepen their understanding of the topic. Number three, of course, find solution. Okay, so guide students in brainstorming and developing potential solutions or responses to the driving question. And remember that we have to facilitate and be with our students in order for them to have an amazing and meaningful output. Of course, encourage creativity, the critical thinking, and collaboration as they work towards finding the viable solutions to the problem that they may discover. All right. Then, of course, provide opportunities for iteration and refinement as students test their ideas and evaluate their effectiveness. So it's very important for us to evaluate, the results of their activity. Of course, we can use the different kinds of the evaluation tool, just like the rubrics. Then of course, align the criteria based on the activities that you're going to implement or ask the students to do this. And of course, letter D. Let's move on. Allow them, to present the student findings, right? Create opportunities for students to showcase their findings and reflections on the project. So this could be this could I mean this could be included this could include the presentations, the exhibitions, okay, the demonstration, or the publications that allow students to share their learnings with peers, with teachers, and of course, and the broader community. Okay, if they're going to share it with their classmate, with their teacher, or with their community, it's better because that's what the PBL wants the students be. All right. Next, of course, encourage students to reflect, of course, on their learning journey. Okay, after doing the activity, okay, after giving them an evaluation to what they have learned from their activity, allow them and give them time, encourage them to reflect on their learning journey. So that's the time that they're going to share everything they have learned from that topic. Because as I have mentioned, the PBL develops the communication skills of our students. All right. Okay. Throughout the project, allow the students to reflect on their learning journey, the challenges they faced during their activity, and of course the insights gained through the project. Okay, next slide, ma'am. All right. So now I'll be giving you an example. The examples. For examples, in classroom setting, or if you're going to implement this, you can actually use this in your lesson. Incorporate this activity to your classroom. First picture, the first slide. Next slide, ma'am. All right. So as you can see, the first one is the art classes. Okay. So it's actually a community mural project. Then this activity actually students collaborate to create a mural that reflects the cultural diversity and heritage of their community. They research the local. Of course, before that, they're going to research first the local history, interview the community members, and design and paint. After that, after interviewing, after researching, um, the of course, the local history of a certain um, country, a certain community. So of course, they're going to design and paint the mural together. Okay, it should be collaboratively done. All right. Next one, of course, in the social science studies classes, this is actually a historical documentary project. So wherein the students work in groups to research and produce a documentary on a significant event or era in the history. So they conduct, of course, okay, they're not just doing this project. They will going to conduct interviews, of course, analyze the primary sources, and create a multimedia presentation to share their findings. Right? Next slide mo. All right, next for the science classes. So we can actually use the PBL in an innovative technology design project, okay, where the students design and build a prototype for a technology or device that addresses a real world problem such as the renewable energy generation or the pollution monitoring, and of course they will conduct research or the experiment with the different materials and designs and present, of course, their prototypes to a panel of experts. For example, for to the teachers, to their peer, or even uh, uh, the the expert regarding this activity. Last one, okay. Um, for the students at risk, so we can actually utilize the personal growth portfolio. Okay. Okay, the students, of course, set the personal goals for the academic and personal growth and create the portfolios to, of course, document their progress over the course of the semester, right? Or school year. Of course, they reflect on their achievements, the challenges, and the strategies for the success. All right, next slide, mom. I think this will be the last slide for tonight. Okay, now allow me to present what are the advantages and disadvantages of the PBL. The first one advantage is, of course, encourages active engagements. Of course, the students are actively involved in their learning process, which can lead to deeper understanding and retention of concepts. On the other hand, okay, the advantage is disadvantage rather. Of course, it requires significant planning and preparation. Of course, designing effective projects that align with our curriculum goals and engage students can be time consuming for the educators, right? Next advantage is, of course, promotes the critical thinking skills. Okay? So the project-based learning actually often requires students to solve complex problems, think critically, and apply knowledge in a real-world context. Okay? On the other hand, the disadvantage of this, of course, may encounter the logistical challenges. Okay, of course, managing the resources, the group dynamics, and project timeliness can be, of course, challenging, especially with the larger groups or the complex projects. Okay, next, of course, it fosters collaboration and teamwork. Okay, the students often work in groups to complete their other projects, promoting, of course, the collaboration, communication, and of course, the teamwork skills. Okay, the advantage of this is the assessment can be subjective sometimes, right? Because evaluating the project-based learning outcomes can be subjective, as it is often involves the qualitative assessments of students' work rather than standardized tests. Right? Next, it enhances creativity and innovation. Of course, the PBL. Okay, it allows, of course, the students to explore the topics in creative ways and, of course, develop innovative solutions to the problems. But the advantage of this, of course, it requires the adaptable teaching strategies. Okay, it should be the teacher should be flexible enough, okay, equipped enough with the fast changing world, the requirements, the demand of this world, which is the technology. Okay, the educators must be flexible, okay, and adapt, of course, their teaching strategies to support students' varying needs and project goals. Okay, the teacher should be, of course, provide the students the activity, which is the learner centered rather than uh, teacher centered. Okay, the last advantage of the PBL, it of course provides authentic learning experiences. Okay, of course, the projects often simulate the real world scenarios, allowing students to apply their knowledge and skills in meaningful contexts. Okay, but the disadvantage of this, of course, it can be challenging for some students, right? The project based learning or the PBL may be more challenging for students who prefer the traditional instructional methods or struggle with self directed learning. Okay, those are the advantages and disadvantages of the PBL. So I already discussed the definition of the PBL. I give you the examples. I already give you of course, the use of it. So why do we need to use this? What are the importance of having this? And presented the last one, the advantages and the disadvantages of the PBL. And I am hoping that everyone are learning, especially for those who attended this webinar. I mean, ma'am, that's the end of my presentation tonight. Thank you so much. Hello, ma'am. All right.
Thank you so much, sir, for a rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seekers surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new which was our only intention. Learn and grow
Yes.
together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's
Thank you
time
so
for
much, ma'am. It's my pleasure. It's my honor.
which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP
All
knowledge
right.
seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition.
All right, I'm back, ma'am. I'm sorry. Hello, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, can I leave, ma'am, or can I leave this, or there's still a question to be addressed?
Sir, I think after a wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. That's why no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add
Thank you,
some
sir.
value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir,
Thank
hope to see you again with a new topic and new day. Thank you, sir. Take care. Honorable sir, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, is time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, is time for the webinar certification process, the very powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.edioigp.com. Please make sure you presence on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next video learning test. Passing mark 80% if passed. Back to the course again to download your certificate. If you retake the quiz, download your certificate in PDF or check it. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.edioigp.com. Please make sure you presence on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching opening part 1, move to the next learning test. Passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the quiz, download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, is time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is a regular webinar activity. We change the few process for online quiz competition. Note that after live, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.eduigp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anywhere. Browse the live quiz button or given link for the session name and join with a logged website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join and join online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. our quiz session right now. First question is, what is project-based learning? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 80% people are right here. Second question is, what is project-based learning? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Third question is, what is project-based learning? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 92% people are right here. Fourth question is, project-based learning is it option 1 or option 2?
প্রস্রাব করলে নিজেকে দেখা যাবে প্রস্রাব আটকাতে আয়না লাগিয়ে সারা ফেলেছেন
Option 2 is the right answer. 50% people are right. Our next question is, why implement project-based learning? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 96% people are right. Our next question is, when did project-based learning begin? Is it option 1 or option 2?
हमारे सारे बच्चों में से तुम हमें कभी मायूस नहीं करते
Option 1 is the right answer. 81% people are right. Our next question is, project-based learning PBL is it teaching? Is it option 1 or option 2?
ये सब कैसे हुआ बापू क्या हुआ आपको किसी ने किडनैप करने की कोशिश की
হ্যাঁ ওই পর্যন্ত 5টা সরকারি চাকরি পেয়েছে Option 2 is the right answer. 65% people are right. ওর প্রথম চাকরি ছিল বিআরটিসি তে. Our next question is, project-based learning is sometimes known as, is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 88% people are right. Here, our second last question of the session is, what is project-based learning? Project-based learning, PBL, or project-based instruction is an instructional approach. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 92% people are right. Our last and final question of the session is, what is the definition of project-based? Is it option 1 or option 2?
আপনার মতো মানুষরা টাকা তুলে নিয়ে বসে থাকেন সেটা আমরা খুব ভালো করে জানি তারপরও প্রবেশ করতে আসছি
Option 2 is the right answer. 96% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalize the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalize the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalize the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill. Never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy, stay safe, see you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to a goal on the people of things, Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit button, I can also thank all IGP knowledge seekers for active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.